Hello everyone, welcome back to another edition of West Ham Fan TV's Post-Match Pint, the only West Ham United post-match fallout show on the internet. We've just got back from the Aston Villa game. It was Aston Villa 1, West Ham 1. What did you think of that game, boys? Any good?
Yeah, it was a decent game. We scored.
Hey, Santa answered my prayers.
I forgot how to celebrate. I did like to do.
No, what's going on? Don't know what to do.
But no, it was. To be fair, I think a draw in the end was a fair result for both teams.
Yeah, let's go through the game. Starting lineup: Jelavic out.
Do we know what happened?
Well, he's played 90 minutes.
Played 90 minutes. And
they give him
fuck that.
I
don't fancy that again.
Do you think that was more precautionary in case Cal ain't fit?
I don't know what it was. It must have been a knock in training or something. Because he was training on the Friday. No, what? It's Christmas. What fucking day are we on?
Yeah,
it was Friday, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's Saturday, just normal day. Just tomorrow it's going to be a bit fucked up. So with the it's Monday tomorrow, isn't it?
Pint holiday.
Bank holiday Monday. Yeah, we're back tomorrow.
Fucking Christmas does you in, didn't it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Confused.
Merry Christmas, everyone. I hope you had a great Christmas. So Jelavic out. Valencia comes in. Did he do well enough?
Yeah, I think he worked his socks on running. He's just needed someone up there with him. He's not a lone striker, is he?
It's not only that. I don't think he's not. He's just coming back from injury as well. Do you know what I mean? He needs minutes and things like that. And
the thing is, they on the fucking head. They were playing long balls up to him, and he's not that sort of striker, is he, that has to jump and bring it down. He's more on the floor making the runs. But I think he worked hard enough.
Yeah.
He was just isolated because he was on his own.
Yeah.
You know, he like we said, he needs a bit of support. I think every striker apart from Sacco, I think Sacco's got the
industry.
He can work. He's got that work rate about him. And he's got a bit of strength. Valencia, he's nippy, but he's not got. Can't hold the ball up. Yeah. And then when you got Carroll and Jelavic, they can hold the ball up, but then they've not got the pace.
But I think, obviously, if you're going up Carroll, Jelavic, Carroll's your main man, but he's the only striker we've really got that can play that, banging it up, hold it up. Like you say, the others, they want it on into feet or in behind that they can run onto. So we keep persisting with playing a lone striker with players that can't play that role. I know it was bare bones yesterday, but
we are literally bare bones now.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
That was we thought last week's bench was weak. This week's was even worse.
You say that though. We still had Alex Song on there. You know.
Let's talk about
decent
that. Alex Song. Alex Song drops out the starting lineup. Obiang, he must have had some sort of cold or something like that.
Well, it's not only that, he's wearing his ski goggles now, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's got to be an eye injury, I think.
It's got to be saying, isn't it?
Look like Anakin fucking Skywalker driving a pod, didn't he?
I don't think Song would have been out to play yesterday.
I'll be honest with you, look, watching it back from yesterday, I mean, obviously we went to the game, me and Ryan went to the game. Watching it back, I think Obiang was man of the match.
He played well.
I don't think
he's no nonsense, isn't he? I like the way he does.
I said that to you during the game, didn't I? He doesn't do anything stupid. He knows the right balls to play. He doesn't try to take too many people on. He gives it to the people that can do the running. Not that there's many. But.
So we started the game a bit under the cosh from the start. I thought.
It started off bad for us with Tompkins getting that injury, didn't he?
The first 2 minutes, 1 minute, wasn't it?
Yeah, first corner, wasn't it?
Under a minute. We obviously started. We had some sort of deflection or something. Gets a corner. Tompkins gets a fucking clump in the eye. It looks like.
Yeah, it's all swollen.
I thought that was a bit heavy-handed. The Villa player. I think there was. I'm not saying like red cards. There should have been one red card, but we'll talk about that later. But they was getting involved, weren't they? They was sort of like swinging their arms about and.
They had a bit of fight about them. What you want from a red team?
When they're down the bottom, they're scrapping, aren't they? They're going to come out like that.
I mean, I see a few comments yesterday from Villa fans, and I think someone commented on our Facebook thing saying that was the loudest they've heard Villa Park, and the most they've seen them like fighting their team. So, you know,
I think they're getting to the point now, Villa, where they know they're going, so they've got to go down fighting.
They've got a tough arse because they're 10. Is it 10 points?
Something like that, yeah.
Which is like I said, we said coming back yesterday, they've got to win 4 games on the road just to get in touch.
Yep.
And I can't see them doing that.
The games they're running out.
And it's a shame for a club like Aston Villa because they've been in the Premier League all this time. They're a big club, and they're gonna if they go down, I can't see them coming straight back up.
In the week, you feel sorry for them a bit, like their fans, because they're quite loyal, their fans, and they've got a chairman who's wants to sell the club and don't want to put no money in.
Yeah, that didn't replace Benteke. Didn't put any money into the squad.
That's it. I don't understand. Surely he should invest his money to get them up the league to make the club more. Anyone looking at that club now is thinking, well, they'll get relegated this season. I'll buy them on the cheap next season. No one's going to. No one wants
to make his money. They need to be up in the top half of the table.
Yeah, they won't be in the top half of the table unless they go on some dramatic run like Leicester City did last season.
Which is not beyond the realms of.
No, it's not.
They haven't got it though. They're very toothless. Do you know what I mean?
They got a striker.
Their industry was good yesterday. They worked their socks off. Ryan was saying it to me yesterday. We both agreed they worked their socks off, but. In the final third, they haven't got the qualities there.
Yeah, you look at last season, they had Benteke, Delph, and they still struggled, and they've taken them out of the team and not replaced them.
Gestede looked quite lively yesterday.
Yeah, but he's not. He worked hard, but he didn't really give Collins any trouble, really. I mean, Collins yesterday again was, for me, he was my man in the match yesterday.
So after that Tompkins injury, they was pressing. I thought West Ham were quite poor in the way they pressed the ball yesterday. I thought they was very disorganised in places. They made Villa look good. With no pressing, a bit of pressure on the ball and they would have folded like an house of cards, but we made them look good and they come at us. But as I say, any other side would have scored 2, 3, maybe 4 goals. The chances they was creating.
Yeah.
And we wasn't pressing them longer. But it's Villa. They didn't, and we got back into the game, and then end of the first half. Chris Wells come up with an absolute scorching goal.
And we hit the bar before that.
Yeah. Sorry, Coyote hit the bar before that, didn't he?
Valencia hit a shot that deflected up, and Coyote hit the bar with his head. I know we say about the injuries, but I think a fully fit side would have demolished Villa yesterday.
Yeah, but
we can't keep on saying that.
We would have demolished Swansea. We would have probably beat West Brom.
But that's the thing, when you look back at a whole, we didn't create too many chances yesterday. And the same against Swansea, we didn't really create that many chances. Zarate looks at our
because the two creative players, Lanzini and Payet, are not in the team. Any team loses players like that. If Arsenal lost Özil and Sanchez, they'd struggle to create chances.
Well, they struggled to create chances yesterday.
No, but you know what I mean. Any team that loses their 2 creative players.
We'll talk about that a bit later. I wanted to talk about that a bit later. I had that on the agenda, but
Villa's defending gave Creswell acres of room.
It was a great strike.
Superb strike.
And it was, to be fair, I rinsed him all game because I thought he was dog shit yesterday, Antonio. But he did put a good ball for Creswell. But Antonio yesterday, for me, once again, he's proved he's not Premiership quality. He kept giving the ball away. Sometimes he won't even. And we even said it. Didn't we done a passage of play where we done about 5-10 passes. They give it to Antonio. He wasn't even looking at the ball. He wasn't even looking up, and he knocked it straight out.
Yeah, he's you know
what I mean?
He's that yard off of Premiership quality.
Yeah, I'll have to agree. I think.
Do you know what I mean? He's that 1 second behind everyone else.
I hope he can.
He's got all the tools.
Yeah,
he's got all the tools, but the mind isn't there. And I think that's I think that's the difference between Premiership quality players and other players is the fact your mind's got to be fresh and your mind's got to be thinking all the time. I think that's the difference in quality. I mean, anyone can go out there, Sunday League players can go out there, but they'll be 5 seconds behind everyone else. You know what I mean?
That's it. And can you see him picking up?
I don't think you can teach that
extra.
I don't think you can teach that. You can't teach that sort of sharpness. I think it's just like every time that the ball was going, the Aston Villa player was 1 step in front of him. You know what I mean? Every time the ball was played to him, he was always struggling. There was never any space for him.
He hasn't got that bit of quality to beat a Premiership.
Yes, no, I think he's got quality because he beat Hutton a few times yesterday. I think what it is with Antonio is that the Premier League now, you ain't given us much time to develop because it's such a pressured game and pressured league, and you can't sit there and just let him play a whole season. If he's not playing well, he's not in the team.
He's 25 though.
and he's not as if he ain't old, but
yes, I don't think if you got him in at 20, you've got that sort of like. Yeah, you've played a couple of years in the Championship, so you're not in that mindset. He's in that mindset of Championship where you haven't got to do as much to make the space. You haven't got to do as much. There's always mistakes being made. We're in the Premier League; it's relentless.
I think we all know he wasn't a Bilic signing. You're all right, Graham.
You are right. He weren't a Bilic signing.
Forced into his hand, really.
And the first game he played, he looked good, but the performance we put in was a good performance.
You look at us all as fans. We was all gagging for him to get games. Now he's getting games. We're sitting here fucking whinging about him.
Yeah.
You can't. That's why we shouldn't really question the manager's abilities as a Premier League manager, because he sees him every day.
Yeah.
And he can see that. He can see he's literally been forced to play him.
Yeah. But sticking up for him a little, the 3 games he's played, 2 out of the 3 of them games we've been piss poor.
Yeah, we have.
So it's
but does he make us piss poor?
Yeah, but then when he comes back, when all the players come back,
he ain't going to get.
He's not going to. I don't even think he'll make the bench. No. To be honest.
Unless
he wasn't. Was
the
he?
thing is, unless you're in that luxury position where you can sign a player like Chelsea, you sign a player and then loan him back out to someone else.
It's a lot of money and a lot of budget.
Exactly,
though,
we ain't that sort of club who can pay 7 million and then loan them back out.
We can't do that, and that's the thing. And I think.
I don't think there's enough bang for the buck there, though. Do you know what I mean? Like £7 million, even though in today's market it's a lot of money, it's a lot of a wage budget. You know what I mean? You can pick someone up for 2-3 million and use the other 4 million for wages if they're a top quality player.
Yeah, but it's the unfortunate thing is because he's an English player. It's the price tag, isn't it?
Well, I mean, like he's 25 now. When players are reaching sort of 25 to 28, that's when they should be at their peak.
Yeah, but you look at Vardy now. Right, he's in his peak, but he was playing non-league football 5 seasons ago. So that was when he was 24, 25. I think it's just. I think with some people though, it's very rare. It's very rare that a player comes up at that age and gets it. Yeah,
it's very rare. You know what I mean? Some people are just born with it.
Yeah.
Antonio's not someone that's born with it. He needs to be taught it.
The thing is, like with taking out Obiang yesterday, I mean we're saying about Antonio. I thought Noble was poor yesterday, and Chekiote for me as well. He wasn't poor, but he wasn't at his best.
He's got an average, sort of.
I mean, Obiang, like you said, I thought he played really well yesterday.
I think with Czech just, I don't know. I just think it doesn't suit him again the way.
I think he's caught a bit between a rock and a hard place.
Because he likes.
He wants to go forward, but he can't afford to do that while we've got the players out, and you know what I mean. Like when Lanzini and Payet's in the team, he hasn't got to be worrying about going forward.
He can just sit there.
He can sit there and sweep
and that's
up,
what he's best
and
at
he does
doing.
that well. But if Noble and Song are in there, he can go forward, and he does that well. The box-to-box stuff, not so great.
No, and for me, he's better.
No,
for me, he's better when he's running at people. When he's got his feet running at people, he looks dangerous when he runs at people. And that's what I think. You're right.
How do you look dangerous?
Well, he just, do
a dangerous face. Do a dangerous face.
Can't do a dangerous face.
Do a dangerous face.
Can't do a dangerous face.
I'm not moving on from this segment until you've done a dangerous face.
I only do happy faces.
No, do a dangerous face. I want to see a dangerous face.
I ain't going to see a dangerous face.
Dangerous face, Ryan.
A dangerous face?
Yeah. Dangerous face. Do a dangerous face.
Dangerous face.
Fuck me. Edit him out.
That is his dangerous face. Look, Nancy dangerous.
But when he's running at players, he does. He likes taking a player on, and things happen. But in the role that he's playing under Bilic, he ain't had too many opportunities to do that, and I think that's why he ain't looking as good as he did last year.
I think the ideal midfield is you want Czech, Song, Payet, Lanzini on that pitch at the same time, didn't you? And probably Noble or Obiang.
I don't know. I'd say Song and Obiang at the minute.
That's why I just said Noble or Obiang.
No, Song and Obiang. But it depends. Playing the one up front. It's
5 at the back.
No, I ain't even saying it. It's tough because With everyone back fit, it's you know, it's going
For me, I would have obviously because you're forgetting Zarate and Valencia as well.
That's what I mean. It's hard, isn't it?
That's why when all these players come back, it's a good headache to have.
They're all within touching distance as well. As long as everyone stays fit now, and Jelavic can piss off as far as I'm concerned. But as long as everyone stays fit, they're you know, within 4 weeks, apart from Sacco, everybody should be back.
I mean, the thing is, we're saying, we haven't been playing well, injuries and that, but we're still not losing.
No, of course not. Of course we're not losing that. But that's where, you know, people have been having a go. We'll talk about that a bit later. People have been having a go on social media about negativity. Trust me, there's no negativity from us at all.
I said it in fan camp yesterday. I'm taking the positives that we're not losing while we've got all these injuries.
You, at the end of the day, right, if you sit there at the start of the season, say 5 games in, 6 games in, the start of the season we've had, and then someone says to you, right, come Christmas, you're going to not have this player.
Let's go. Look, let's go through the injuries, right?
6 games.
We play a couple of wingers, right? So Reed, our best defender, out. Lanzini, our second best midfielder, out. Payet, our best midfielder, out. Sacco, our best forward, out. Moses, our best winger, out.
Carroll,
who's, you know, our backup striker, again out. Valencia just coming back. You know. Song, who, you know, it will be our best defensive midfielder, has been out. You know what I mean? There's not been a time in this whole season when we've had everyone fit, and now they're within touching distance. As I say, barring another, you know, disaster,
we should be alright.
This is looking good, you know, and they're coming up to games. All right, you look at games like Villa away, Swansea away, but remember, they're away. We've still got them at home. You know what I mean? Without our player, I think people going yesterday about moaning about the point and saying it's, you know, too many draws. I think you've just touched on it there. The fact that we ain't losing games, is a big step from where we was last year. Because last year we'd have been losing them 1-2, 3-0.
We'd have lost that 2-0 yesterday under Sam last season.
Yeah, the only disappointing thing is we got that goal before half time. And that goal for half time would have then knocked their confidence, Villa, and we didn't sort of take the initiative and try and make them force the mistakes, because when you're down there, we know what it's like when you're down there.
You just got. I just think you've got players playing in positions where they can't do the job. Zarate can't do a job where he was playing yesterday. He can't press anyone. He can't defend for shit. You know what I mean? And that's not knocking him, because he is a fabulous attacking player.
He's a luxury player, isn't he?
Yeah, he is a luxury player. You know, when you're playing really well, you want him in the side. When you're free flowing and scoring goals, you know, you want him roaming around. But when you've got to have, when he's back to the wall and you're, let's be fair, I think Slav's philosophy at the minute is don't lose the game. You know what I mean? And that's right to do with the amount of injuries we're at. But when you sort of like set up that way and you're not free flowing football, you've got to have every player doing a disciplined job. And with Zarate, you know, you're down to 10. Antonio ain't up to the job.
You've got to have 11 players on that pitch
who know what they're doing. They're disciplined.
110%.
Yeah, of course.
90 minutes.
The thing is, if we get all these players back and then we start losing, that's when I'll be worried.
Yeah, exactly.
That's when I'll be worried.
The thing is, if we have every player back fit and Villa come to Upton Park and we draw 1-1, then there's problems. You know, that's the thing. As I said, going away, there's no easy away game.
But people were getting annoyed. Like somebody said yesterday on our Facebook, I'll go back to it again, said to us about, you know, there was an interview when Nicky was saying the other week that, you know, started to ask questions, was we a big club? I still stick to that statement, because look at the big clubs at the minute. Look at Chelsea. Can't win a game for love nor money. Beat Sunderland last week.
Think
Manchester United can't. They're above us in the league. And
the comment you're on about was after the Chelsea game. And like I said when I replied to it, it was 2 different teams. You look at the team we had against Chelsea, we'd have had that out yesterday, we'd have smashed Villa. Without that.
And that is the thing. That is the thing. If we had that team out,
if we'd have had one of them players, Lanzini or Payet.
If you had that 11 out that was out against Chelsea with Carroll coming on, things like that, and we didn't beat Villa, then you'd be sort of thinking, and we didn't beat Swansea, you'd be sitting there worried.
No, but you can't turn around, right? Nobody in the world can turn around and say to, you know, you've got any divine right to beat anyone in the Premier League. The Premier League, the Premier League at the minute, you know, whether it's Villa who are sitting there with 8 points or Leicester who are sitting there with 38 points, right? Nobody could. This league is so hostile and volatile this year. Yeah, it's anybody can beat anybody.
Look at Arsenal.
And look at exactly. I was just about to step on that, right? Arsenal. They've got a game in hand. Like Leicester have just lost to Liverpool, and that's no fucking shame in that. You know what I mean? Going to Liverpool and losing, you know. And they've gone and got trounced by an out-of-form Southampton side, 4-0. You know,
exactly.
And they was all. But that's the problem in this league this year. Before the game, everyone was counting their chickens, going, Arsenal going to be top of the league tonight. You know, you can't go to any team, and I mean any team in this league, and think you've got a divine right of winning. And the fact that we're not losing,
that's it. That is what everyone's got. We've got to forget about the negatives. We've just got the positive. We didn't lose.
Stoke have been playing out this world.
Beat Man City, Man United.
They played well again yesterday, Stoke.
Yeah. But I'm saying, they've been playing out this world.
Yeah.
We could have beat them.
Yeah, we should have
last week. You know what I mean? With no players. You know what I mean? So take the positives out of these results.
I always take the positives.
Yeah, I
can't find negatives.
Like, take the positives. Don't sit there asking, these draws. You know what I mean? Take the positives. That these teams are not mugs. And there's no team in the Premier League that are, you know, Villa yesterday. Right, we'll move on to the second half. We've still got a second half. But Villa yesterday, they're fighting for their lives. They're at home in front of an up-for-it crowd. You know, they know that Christmas is finished. They're probably sitting in their house yesterday thinking, we've got to start fucking.
The thing is as well, how many times have we been in that position Villa have been in? And we put in a shift and beat a side or get a point off a side who at the start of the game, they're going to smash them 3 or 4-0. You know, and we've done it, so we know what it's like being down there, you know, it does happen.
Well, Villa's a ground we never do that well at anyway.
We're in touch still.
We're 6 points off fourth.
That's what we were talking just
at
before.
Christmas.
Exactly. 6 points.
Fucking hell, you know what I mean? People were saying, this time last year we was third, fourth, but we never played the big teams away from home in the first half of last season.
Is, we're 6 points off of fourth, and we haven't won a game in 8.
Exactly. That shows you how good we started the season.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. You can't. You know, this league, no one's got any divine right to beat anyone. So sitting there moaning and groaning about, you know, results and things like that, you know, it's not good. It's, you know, you're being fickle. And
like I said, my only concern would be if all these players come back and we still ain't picking up wins, then I'll start thinking, fucking hell, like, it's a bit.
I can't see it though.
No, I can't see it either. I can't see it either. I think Payet, Lanzini are going to make such a difference to the second half of the season.
If we go back over the last 5 draws, right? West Brom created enough chances to win the game. Right, granted we didn't, but still created enough chances. Man United should have won that. Stoke should have won that. It's only these last 2 games where we haven't created that many chances.
Swansea away from home.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I'm saying. But it's the case of, you know, let's not get beat.
For a club like us, a point away from home at any ground is a good result.
Exactly.
We're not like when you look at the top 4 clubs. If they go to Villa and draw 1-1, it's fucking like, you know, we should be beating teams. But for us at the moment, with our injuries, we should be happy to pick up points.
Well, historically, we've always been a bit of a soft touch away from home, haven't we? Historically, when you look back over the
overall,
years.
Should we get on to the second half?
Yeah, we're going to the second half now. So we come back at the second half. Villa obviously
changed straight away.
Yeah, Tompkins had to come off. He's got a big closed up eye, shining from the first half. Jinx comes on. To be honest, I was calling for Jinx to come on, and so were you.
Yeah.
Just because Tompkins, after that injury, looked a bit. I think he looked a bit dazed and confused.
Yeah, done when he by a pace.
I don't think he could see. That's the problem.
I think took him off, yeah.
Yeah, so he comes off, his eyes all closed up, you know what I mean? So he would have had problems seeing and judging distances and things like that. Jenks comes on, does fine, you know what I mean? Didn't do anything wrong. Then, you know, it's a bit backwards and forth. I couldn't see him scoring. And then there's the penalty. Now, I've looked back at the penalty, and I'm going to say that my original thoughts of it was a penalty, and I still maintain that he went down easily.
What I said to these
clumsy
is ask yourself this: if that would have been in the other box, would you have said a penalty?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So it's a penalty then. I thought it was a penalty from where I was sitting in the stand. I thought it was a penalty. Looking on the replay, It's one of them ones, isn't it? If the ref wouldn't give it, you could see.
He's played for the penalty.
Yeah, but he's a striker. He's
exactly.
desperate to score.
They're desperate.
Yeah.
They were saying like he pulled him back.
He did
get in front of him.
He did,
yeah.
But he done it on the blind side of the ref. So ref ain't gonna give it.
For me, it was a foul before the penalty was given. But like I said, he's done it on the blind side of the ref.
I mean, he's lucky he could have gone because he was already on a yellow, wasn't he? So
which again thinks me maybe the ref was a bit
thinks me.
Thinks me. Is that
Again, thinks me.
Is that a thing?
But
might touch that more. We got nervous.
Maybe the ref was a bit hesitant about
Again,
because he didn't book him. And it ain't often that you give away a penalty and not get a booking.
Nah, especially like that when he's running.
To be honest, it was, as you say, I still think it was a penalty. He did give him a little tug.
Yeah.
It was soft.
Yeah.
It could have quite easily said no.
Yeah.
But strikers are always going to
They're going to go down.
Harry Kane
Desperate.
To be fair, if he didn't go down and try and carry on, they'd be screaming at him.
It was clumsy and it was rash. It was a bit. It reminded me a bit of the Tottenham penalty last year.
That's what I was saying. The Harry Kane one.
Yeah, like there was nothing in it really, but you can see why the ref would think.
I guess step like Scott said, he played with that. He stepped across and backwards into him.
Of course, which is fair enough.
Which is he's a striker. He's probably thinking, I've knocked it too far. I'm not going to get a strike on goal here. Let's go down.
Yeah.
If I get a penalty, I get a penalty. If I don't,
it's clumsy.
It's clumsy.
Yeah, that's
the
it.
crowd would be on my side screaming for a penalty. I'm not going to look like an idiot.
No.
Hey, give it. Cool penalty. I've got to give him that. That was a really cool penalty.
Fair, I thought Ayew's their best player.
Yeah.
He's
and he didn't really do much yesterday, did he? But no, it was a great penalty. I do love a good penalty.
And then I liked the game because it went a bit end to end. I'm going to say something. We've got another penalty shot that we had. I've watched that this morning. I think that was a definite penalty.
Definite penalty.
100%.
But let's have a little talk about Alan Hutton. Because I don't know, this is going to be unnoticed by everyone. I think he should have gone.
Yeah, the first he didn't get a yellow for the pullback on Cresswell.
Yeah, Cresswell nicked the ball off of him, and he's put it forward, and he's not from goal, but he's got no one beyond him, so he's got a free run at the area,
space, isn't he?
And he's tugged him back in the first half, in about the first 20 minutes.
Which is a booking.
That is a booking.
All day long.
All day long. And he got away with it, and it was a lot of West Ham fans were annoyed. I think by the time he got his second booking, I think everyone had forgot about that. But that's a booking. And then
the geezer behind us didn't. He fucking reminded us.
Yeah. He was.
I won't repeat what he fucking said.
Left you in no uncertain terms.
He knew. Yeah.
It was reference to his Tottenham playing days.
Oh yeah. So he's tugged him back. Got no booking. Second half, he's gone through someone and got a booking. A right booking. That's a red for my eyes.
I thought whether you got the ball or not, if it's a tackle from behind.
I also noticed yesterday there was a lot of 2 feet going in. I don't know whether you noticed that. Did you notice that?
Yeah, there was a couple of naughty challenges, but I think I like it when referees let things go sometimes because I like. See, with me, I like football like that when it's tough tackling. I think the game's lost a lot of that, and it's nice sometimes.
I do like it, but you know what I like? I like it when they do it, and then you do it, and then you get.
Yeah. It's got to be. It's got to be fair, isn't it? It's like Noble put a couple of good crunching challenges in yesterday, and I like seeing midfielders do that. It's what the game's losing. It's losing that.
It's too much.
The last 5-10 years, it's faded out. You can't do that no more.
And that's the thing. It's if the tackles are going in, they're fair tackles, and the referee is consistent.
Yeah, that's the thing. Consistency.
Pulls a foul. If it's not foul, he lets it. Do you know what I mean?
And to be fair, I mean the referee wasn't the greatest yesterday, but he was consistent on a couple of things like them sort of tackles because they done it, we done it. It's just what the yellow cards weren't. And the fouls that the ones that he should have given yellows for, he wasn't consistent. Because I think didn't Quixote get a booking just after?
Oh, that was ridiculous as well.
For nothing.
Yeah, and that's
he went to nick the ball and the geezers nipped it away, but backed into it.
And it was probably his first challenge like that. I can't remember him.
And that's the thing. That's the inconsistency in it. You've got Hutton who should have walked, who got a booking,
and the Quixote's got a booking for nothing.
Exactly, and that's the annoying thing.
But then, who was it? There should have been at least 2. You know when Antonio went on that run near the end, he went round about 3 players and got chopped down because 2 of them had a nibble at him before.
Lescott, wasn't it? I think he did get booked for that.
He did, but the other 2 had a nibble at him as well.
Yeah.
But it's referees, isn't it?
let's talk about the song before we go on.
The song.
The song. Right, let's talk about the song incident. Chips the ball up. Blatant hand to ball.
Oh yeah,
blatant hand to ball.
You see him lean into it. He's even. If you look at the replay, if you look at the replay, even the defender thinks he's going to give a penalty because he goes like that because he knows what he's done. But the lino didn't see it, and the fucking ref didn't see it.
And
that's what.
That is again the inconsistency.
But then, what's the fourth official for? I thought fourth officials now were allowed to because they've given penalties before.
Yeah, you've only ever had one instant.
It's fucking ridiculous.
The only thing I ever see the fourth official do is getting a fucking earful from the managers.
He couldn't even get the scoreboard right yesterday. He kept putting the wrong numbers up.
Look at that.
I'll tell you something, you think that's bad. You should have seen Sky yesterday. They couldn't get a thing right on their video printer or anything. All their graphics were awful.
At least they got graphics.
Yeah. I wish we had graphics.
I said to these, like before, go back, I think 3 seasons ago, Suarez runs into the box. Deliberately, there's no one to print, chips the ball straight at Tompkins' hand, penalty straight away. And exactly the same thing. Songs tried to knock the ball through.
Yeah, but he's putting that into that area, so he thinks, right, he's not going to get his leg to it, he can't get his head to it, the only thing he can do is knock it away with his hand. He's an intelligent player, so
and if that didn't hit his hand, Valencia was through. And he was just about to turn and smash that ball into the bottom corner.
That's what annoys me. That is a blatant penalty.
Yeah. And it's just fucking one of them things though. We're probably going to have things like that this season.
We didn't have one last week with Collins.
Yeah, we had 2 last week, didn't we, with Antonio?
But it don't count if you put a picture with a bump on your head. It don't count.
No.
I love Ginger Pele. I'm so happy he got that 2-year deal. I love him. Rock yesterday.
Yeah,
once again.
He was again, wasn't he?
Solid.
Was it off the line? You say that Eddie had off the line? Was it
off the line?
Well, mention Adrian, he pulled off a few good saves yesterday as well.
Yeah, he's always good though. You don't have to mention him.
There was a couple of incidents where it was the old Adrian where he was like trying to run it out.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake.
I was going to say, when who was it drilled it low across the?
I don't know.
The goal second half.
Stan Collingwood.
Yeah, that's the name. Yeah. Brian Little. Yeah. And he tipped it man. It was a great save.
Yeah, I thought he let that slip under him.
Yeah, so
if I'm honest. And you don't have to mention him. He's more or less.
Yeah, I think all the Creswell going off was just precautionary. Should be okay for Monday.
I've heard different.
I've heard different. He said he just felt it a little bit tight. They'll probably see how it goes. I wouldn't play him.
I don't have to cut your eye anymore. No, like in boxing.
Rocky.
Yeah.
No, you can't have any blood or anything.
No, but I mean, Tonka's got
No, if he's open, he can play.
It's not open.
No, I very much doubt he'll be playing.
I doubt they won't do that.
I don't think they'll risk him.
I think it'll be alright. I think it'll be alright. The picture he put up last night, his eye weren't closed. He was still open.
It was closed. He said it was closed.
But he'll probably like to get ice packed.
Yeah, but he's got 2 days for it to go down.
Yeah,
that's well done. Boxers carry on.
Yeah.
It's just that is it. It's how much it swells up and whether the swelling goes down in time.
Yeah, but we're still
fucking.
Yeah, but that's the quality of our squad now. We've got Jenkinson to come in.
Yeah,
that's a straight replacement.
Creswell, I think if we lose Creswell, then obviously
O'Connor can go left back.
Well, Andrew will probably go left back.
Andrew was on yesterday and he on the bench yesterday. And they didn't bring him on.
O'Connor will go left back.
But then that depends if Tompkins.
O'Brien. Where is O'Brien?
But saying that, O'Brien might go left back and Kyoto might drop into the centre half. I'd rather not, to be honest.
Is Lanzini back?
I don't know. Is he due?
I think he's back. You know.
Yeah. Well, they said he's on. He might make the bench.
Listen, I want to talk a bit about this before we finish as well. About the tweet sent out by Gold about David Gold. Should he be saying at all? I'm pretty sure that man ain't got no medical history.
We know it's not him. So you don't know who's sending them tweets out. I don't think David Gold sends them tweets out.
No,
I don't think he does.
I've been
Why
told
is David Gold going to be up at 1 o'clock in the morning tweeting out
might
things?
Be watching like Big Brother stream or something.
Big Brother?
Well, I don't know. Whatever's on that time.
David Gold ain't going to be sending them tweets out. But whoever it is shouldn't be sending them out. because it's giving fans hope, thinking, oh yeah, we're going to Villa on Boxing Day. Lanzini's playing, Carroll's playing. You turn up, we ain't got Jelavic. No, you know what I mean?
I totally agree. But is that, like, I'm not being funny. This is the callous side of me thinking this, right? Is that being said because there's still tickets for Villa at Boxing Day?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Am
I being too callous here? Am I thinking too much into it?
I know what you mean, but I think West Ham always take a good following.
No, they take a good following, but there was still a few
there was
seats left
on the door.
Yeah, but Boxing Day is obviously a hard time for anyone. I mean, like, not everyone can travel.
I don't think David Gold would in.
But that does count for the rest of the season, you know.
What do you give for Christmas? An extra chin?
Yeah. Saw him mince twice.
We don't think it's David Gold, because I can't see David Gold tweeting stuff.
No, I don't think it's David Gold. We've been told things before that it's not David Gold.
No.
I don't know, but I think the clubs. I think that accounts.
If that isn't David Gold, yeah. Mm-hmm. If it isn't, and I've got a good feeling that it isn't. Would they be getting into trouble for saying things like that?
No, they're probably.
Or have they been instructed? This is what I'm saying. Have they been instructed?
A lot of celebs don't do their own Twitter accounts, do they? They always have people doing it, running it for them. So they've obviously got to have permission to say it. He can't go on there and tweet out David Gold saying, "Oh yeah, I ain't going to say," but you know, he could say something really out of the fucking mental, and everyone thinks it's David Gold. He's probably got a limit, but they shouldn't. It's nice to keep us updated on injuries.
I
let Billy tell you at the press conference.
Mostly, I'm in favour of the tweets and the things like that. Yeah, it makes us look silly sometimes.
It's like Jack Sullivan and Dave Sullivan. I love it when they tweet out things about signings and things. It's good, and I think we're the only club in the Premier League. I mean, I don't look at other Twitter accounts, but it's nice that we've got people inside the club that keep us. I mean, Jack Sullivan can't wait to tell us about a signing before it, and it's good.
And the thing
it's good to know.
It keeps the fans involved, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It brings that club that much closer to the fans, that you've got the people from the inside tweeting stuff out.
Yeah.
You know, it's good in that respect. But like I said, sometimes, you know,
there's only that's not good, is it? I don't think that's good.
Watch
that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's alright. You've got to watch. Some things you can tweet out, some things you can't.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't think you should ever expect to. Like, you should never say that players will be available or should be available, because there's, a week's a long time in football.
And things happen leading up to that.
Yeah, of course, that's what I'm saying. Even if they get fit, they might get re-injured out for 6 months.
Yeah.
Then you look like a right plonker, don't you?
Look at Vincent Kompany yesterday. Come on for 2 minutes. He got injured. He's off again. They look and he's going to be out for a few months.
And that's the thing. I think if Lanzini is fit for Southampton, he'll sit on the bench.
The thing is, I trust Slaven Bilic.
Yeah. Well, he's never rushed
because he would never. He done it with Andy Carroll. I know Andy Carroll's got a knock now, but
I think Carroll was probably fit yesterday. But I think he didn't want to take him because we've got that 2 games in 2 days.
I think he might, like, if we were losing, he might have stuck him on.
No, he went
on the bench.
I thought he said he was on the bench.
No, that's what
did you look at the fucking game?
I think he was fit enough. I think he was probably fit enough to make that bench, but. I don't
think Bilic is going to rush Lanzini back.
No, he won't rush
or Dimitri.
He hasn't rushed anyone back since he's been here.
Dimitri Payet's scheduled for the Liverpool game, but I think even that might be a bit too soon for him. If we've got Lanzini back, I'm not worried that Payet misses another 2 weeks.
If he's scheduled to be back, and he'll be on the bench, and if we see Payet, it'll be.
The thing is, 10 minutes.
If we need
Liverpool at home is a massive game anyway. If he's on the bench, that crowd steps up. Another 10% straight away. So the place is going to be buzzing. We could be 1-0 up, 2-1 up, 1-1, whatever. Bringing him on with 15 minutes to go, if we're chasing the game, or just bringing him on, we could be 3-0 up again.
Let's be honest, we turned we turned them over at home last season.
Liverpool are not the Liverpool of old. Liverpool are not the team. Liverpool, for me, now are on the same level as us.
Yeah.
In ways,
their history is second to none. Their history is better than any Premier League club.
No.
You can't knock their history, but we're not worried about history.
Today,
their squad and our squad, fully fit. There's no comparisons.
Exactly.
There's not many.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I fully agree with that.
Yeah.
Probably Coutinho would get in our team,
and Benteke.
No, I wouldn't even think Benteke. I wouldn't have him over Sacco. A fully fit Sacco and Benteke.
I do like Benteke. I do like.
Yeah, I like him.
I like Firmino.
I think I do.
Yeah, I like him, and I like the right back Klein.
Yeah,
like
Klein. Yeah, Klein.
Klein. But I think
If you don't have joint 11, which we're probably going to be doing for the Liverpool game,
there's not many that are
with Redmen, but you'd probably have more West Ham than Liverpool.
I think.
But then you go with their team, they'll probably have more Liverpool than West Ham.
We're going to be biased.
You look at their back
I'm
four.
fucking
Apart
biased.
from Klein, I think Lovren's overrated. I think
Overrated. He's not rated.
Skirtle's a good defender.
Trust me when I say this. Me and him went up to Liverpool. Lovren ain't rated.
No.
He's not overrated. He's just not rated at all.
Yeah. So he's
Lanzini destroyed him.
I think Bonner and Reed
Piss out of him.
are much more better than
Sacco?
Creswell over there, left
Sacco?
back. Sacco over Benteke.
No,
for me.
Sacco. They're Sacco. They got a Sacco.
Oh yeah, Sacco.
Skirtle?
Sacco's shit.
Skirtle's a good defender.
Yeah, I wouldn't have him over Collins.
I'd rather.
Reed?
I wouldn't have him over Reed.
Tompkins? Ogbonna?
Collins is
wouldn't have
very
him.
fucking underrated. Believe me, if Collins was English, mate, people would be raving about him.
Collins puts his head in.
I love Collins.
Got to stick their feet.
Yeah.
Trust me, Collins. I didn't realise how good Collins. I knew he was good, but what I've seen of him in the last 5 weeks, he's a lot better now. A lot better.
I always said, even in his younger days, from when we signed him, I think he was about 21, 22 when we first signed him. I always thought he was one of the most underrated players in the league. Defenders. I think he would have been up there amongst the best.
For me, he's up there. He would have been up there if he was English. Him and John Terry would have been our centre backs.
There's no doubt that that's it. It is because he's Welsh and he's not English. That's why he probably doesn't get the plaudits he deserves in this country.
Yeah.
And plus, he plays for West Ham. He's good enough to go and play for a top 4 club.
Of course he
Now,
is.
easy.
Yeah, well,
Now he could. I think he could play in the top 4 club now.
Sort of reception you get from the Villa fans. Played them, didn't he?
Yeah, they clapped him.
Yeah, nothing.
The thing is,
Can't really boo him. He didn't do nothing wrong there, did he?
He went there. He didn't want to go. It's well documented. He wanted to stay.
And that's why I'm glad, because I had a
Sell
feeling.
him.
I thought to myself, Big Sam's going to take him in January. And then when that news came out the other day about a 2-year contract,
I think he'd be mad to let him go.
Yeah.
I think in a way that's why they.
He might not.
Do you know what I love? Bilic is a centre back, and Bilic probably appreciates what he does.
As we said, when everyone's fit, we're looking at Reed and Bonner, right? But
I don't know,
When you look at the backups, you've got Tompkins. Right, Tompkins is going to end up playing right back, but then you've got Collins.
I don't know. From what I've seen the last few weeks, even when Reed was fit, I'd have Collins in front of Reed at the moment.
Collins ain't put foot wrong.
I love Reed.
What about Watford? He smashed someone up in the air.
You say they're not, but
Collins.
Yeah, but he done it yesterday. All defenders are going to do that, make mistakes.
Every defender makes a mistake, and you remember the mistakes more than
Did you ever make a mistake? You was a defender, yeah?
I don't remember the mistakes. I remember Collins putting his head.
How many?
What'd you tackle with your eyes shut?
Yeah, he played fucking 8 games. No, the
8 minutes,
the
more
thing
like.
is, with Collins, you say you remember the bet. I don't. I remember him sticking his head in front
No,
of
that's what I'm
things.
saying. With I'm not saying with Collins. I'm saying with defenders, you remember the bad stuff they do more than you remember the good stuff.
Well, because a lot of the time, a mistake at the back leads to a goal.
Same as goalkeeper.
I also think he gives us more of a threat going forward. I know that sounds.
Like in corners.
Yeah, I do. I honestly do. He hasn't scored in a while.
The thing for me with us from set pieces like corners and
We don't beat the first man.
our crosses are awful.
Yeah.
We've got when you look at the players we've had: Collins, Reed, Tompkins, Ogbonna, Andy Carroll.
Valencia's good in
But
there
that's
as
been
well.
all season. That's not even when Payet was playing. He couldn't even
I don't
beat
get
the first man when he was taking corners.
I know at Swansea they tried a couple of times to hit Collins at the front post. The old Arsenal Keown flicked it onto Adams or vice versa.
Yeah.
I get that, but we struggled to beat the first man. I don't think I've ever seen us take this many bad corners through the season.
I don't know. We've never been that great on corners.
I don't think we're great at crossing.
Sometimes most of our goals come from set pieces.
I don't think we're great at
I
crossing.
don't know. Cresswell can stick a decent ball in.
No, I don't think we are. We don't get enough balls in the box. You can't just rely on Cresswell.
No, but for me, we don't get enough balls in the box when we've got the players that we should be putting in the box. When we had Valencia and Sacco up front last season, we were banging crosses in left, right and centre. Carroll comes back, they go to him, you're looking forward to all these crosses. Yeah, we didn't fucking throw a cross in at all. We've got probably the best header of the football.
While we're on crosses,
in the Premiership.
while we're on crosses, someone that we've signed who was statistically the best crosser in the league has just been sold. Good, Jarvis.
£2.5 million.
£2.5 million and a quarter of the money we paid for him.
I think that's all right. at the age that he's at. He weren't doing anything really for us, was he? You know, he weren't setting the world alight for us. 2.5 million.
But what does that?
It frees up some money for us to bring someone in.
I don't think it does. The wages is the thing. I think the wages is the thing that we're capped at. Yeah.
And that frees him up. That frees up a bit of wages.
I don't think we was paying his wages. I don't think that was budgeted for. Because I don't think we was paying his wages. So it gives us £2.5 million in the coffers. Can they use that for
that
wages?
That £2.5 million to go towards the Lanzini deal.
You think so?
Yeah, I reckon so.
Lanzini said he wanted to stay as well.
Yeah.
Got to mention that.
We'll get that done and dusted.
I would get it done tomorrow.
First day of the transfer window, that needs to be sorted.
I think it will as well. And that might. I don't know what the rules are with foreign loans, but that might free us up another loan deal.
Yeah.
Because he's not classed as a loan if we sign him, so that we can bring in another loan player.
I could see a striker coming in.
Yeah, be a striker.
And that might be why they've offloaded Jarvis. Offload Jarvis.
Get the Lanzini deal done.
£2.5 million we've got in the coffers. Like you said, that could be the loan's wages.
You got to take a loss on Jarvis, and he's just never done it for me. I've never rated him. I'm glad he's not.
Of course not.
I'm glad he's not at West Ham no more. But that's just my opinion. I know you liked him.
I'm in the thing. I thought he had a raw deal under Allardyce.
I really wanted him to do well.
Yeah.
I want everyone that puts on a shirt to do well.
Yeah, of course you do. If you didn't, you're a cunt. But
he's,
no, that's true. If you're watching someone putting on a West Ham shirt and you're not thinking to yourself, please do something today, you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
I never like some people go out there like last season and they want players like Nolan to do shit. Why? Why would you want your players to do shit because then the team loses?
At the end of the day, as much as I didn't like Nolan, if he had scored an hat-trick, I'd be pleased because that's what I wanted to see him doing.
Yeah, but if Jarvis would have scored an hat-trick, I'd have been pleased.
Yeah, exactly.
Jarvis would have put 3 balls into the box that are decent, I'd have been pleased. If he'd have run down the wing 3 times and looked up 3 times, I'd have been happy. He just never done it for me. He was an overrated player. He got 1 England cap, and I think that's why his budget went up to over 10 million. If he wouldn't have got that England cap, we'd have probably signed him for 4 or 5.
He was all signed on statistics, though, wasn't he?
Yeah. And
I think that was Allardyce's.
Big on statistics.
Yeah, I think that was Allardyce's.
As you said previously, right? He was signed on that fact that he was the best crosser in England at the time, and then we play him on the complete.
It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me now if Allardyce, with players like Jarvis, never went to see him and just looked at statistics and thought, right, we've bought Andy Carroll. Who put the most balls in the box for one of the lower, not the top size, but one of the lower size? He'd probably see Jarvis then thought, he's playing for Wolves. Let's make an inquiry about him. Obviously goes on to sign him for 10 million. You know what I mean?
But the things that you're saying, like Stats put the most crosses in, he could have just been aimlessly lumping balls into the box.
No,
probably got to take into account.
It was pinpoint completed crosses. Yeah, it was. Yeah, something like that.
The whole Premiership at the time.
Yeah, but then
that
way Wolves played.
So did Downing, but Downing was a lot more better than what Jarvis was.
Yeah.
Once he moved in the middle.
Yeah, but also with.
But even when he played out on the wing, I'd still rather have Downing.
I'll tell you what we could have done with him this year with our injuries.
Yeah, I think you are right.
Yeah,
but he weren't a winger by the time.
Downing wanted to go home, didn't he? He wanted to go to Middlesbrough. He wasn't happy. You don't want players like that at your club.
For him,
It's going up to 8 if they go up.
Yeah, and I think they will.
Yeah,
which means yourselves on if they come up next year, he's going to score against us.
Yeah, but Jarvis might score against us for Norwich when we play him in a few weeks.
Norwich players always do.
That's just the way football goes. But you got to get rid of these players. That's what I mean. He hasn't done nothing really at Norwich. He scored a couple of goals or on his debut, and that's it.
2.5 million.
He scored for us.
I think he's been injured for about 4 months.
I think he's been back.
Is he?
Yeah, I think so.
What, backwards and forwards?
I'm not sure. I'm sure he's either been back or he's coming. He's just come back.
I'm not ever going to rate him.
Right. Should we start wrapping it up now, boys?
We've missed off Valencia's free kick towards the end of the game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What, he one goes and tip around the post?
Yeah, good save from
It was okay. It was good save, decent.
Oh well, point.
Another point.
We scored a goal.
Mine, remember that, celebrate.
Yeah, I forgot to celebrate. I've seen a goal for ages.
So we got next Southampton tomorrow.
Coming off.
What do you reckon?
0-0.
I think we'll beat. I think
it'd be a good game.
we'll beat Southampton tomorrow.
It'll be a close game, I think.
Yeah, I think it'll be a
goal.
But no, you know what? I know we haven't scored a lot lately, but I think we're going to win. I don't know. I think it's going to be 3-2.
Something like that.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a high-scoring game tomorrow. 2 open teams. Lanzini's back, hopefully.
Southampton played decent football as well.
I think it also depends on the starting lineup. If we start with the same starting lineup tomorrow as we did yesterday, then I'll go for a 0-0.
It's going to be tough. I think it's draw. I think draw written all over.
Yeah.
I think 1-0 or 2-2.
No, I think we'll win tomorrow. I think we will win.
I'm going 2-1 us.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
Even though Southampton got that 4-0 win, I'm looking at their previous results because that was a freak result against Arsenal. Freak result.
Yeah, not many.
Not saying they didn't deserve it after watching the highlights, but
yeah, but don't you get them games though when everything just clicks for a team?
Every season you get.
It's always the Christmas period as well.
Yeah.
Well, did any of you see that thing on Facebook from the Boxing Day fixtures that Dream Team put up?
Oh yeah, when we lost 8-2.
In one day, you had us was 8-2. Someone win 10-1 or something. You get them freak days, and it's all in history. Normally, it's us who's on the end of a freak result. 8-2 against Blackburn. I'm sure 6-0 against Reading, weren't it? One Christmas period.
Yeah.
We also beat Charlton 5-0.
5-0
Boxing Day,
and Derby 1 year.
Yeah, don't forget them. Please. We did win.
Yeah.
We did win.
No, I'm just saying. There's always them.
Yeah, it's high scoring games.
Yeah, it does happen.
Well, I said to him yesterday when I see Bonner chasing someone was running down the wing on Bonner. I went, "God, he looks like he's had too much turkey." He didn't look up to the pace, but no, he done fine in the end. We'll leave it there.
Yeah,
We've been going on a good hour or so. Alright then, thanks very much for joining us on this edition of Post Match Pint. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at West Ham Fan TV, Facebook on facebook.com/West Ham Fan TV, our website www.westhamfan.tv. The store should have been up yesterday, but Scott's let us down once again.
I haven't.
He hasn't.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to release all the pictures of the t-shirts on Facebook and Twitter today when we finish this, just to show everyone, and it should be up. I'm going to give you 2 days.
Should be up, as I said, it should have been up by Boxing Day. We've had a few problems, so hopefully.
What's the problem?
I don't know, I'm not the
IT stuff.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I don't design and make it, I just
Do a problem face.
You couldn't do a dangerous face.
He's just got one face, isn't it? Just one face.
What's going on?
But that's it. Yeah.
Oh gosh. So
Wait till you start doing the rap battles against Red Men TV.
Yeah. We're going to release all the t-shirts just to show you what we've got and what we're selling and what you can buy within the next coming days. We're going to announce a competition winner for the big competition. If you go back to the last post-match pint, if you watch the end of that, we gave away a huge giveaway. We've got a home shirt, a coat, baseball jackets, training jackets, beers,
75
t-shirts, t-shirts, loads of stuff for a big Christmas giveaway. We're going to be picking that now. We're going to be announcing that tomorrow on Post Match Pint tomorrow. So don't forget to come back for Post Match Pint tomorrow to see who won all that lovely stuff. We're going to be starting a new show as well. I'm going to give that a little plug. It's called West Ham Fan TV on the social. And what we're going to be doing.
If this don't work out, we will be on the fucking social, I'm telling you.
And what he's going to be doing, it's going to be Graham hosting the show with one of us sitting in with him, and we're going to be going through all tweets and things like that about West Ham. Ones that are negative, ones that are positive, funny ones, things like that. And we're going to be giving our little reactions to them. That's coming up. We're going to be filming that soon, and we're going to be picking in the next few weeks. Because Marky Noble had a testimonial granted to him in the last week or two.
Fully deserved as well.
And we're going to
Fucking
it is 10 years in the same club in this day.
Oh, do you know what? I do want to hit him.
What we're going to be doing, we're going to be going through all the players he played with and picking a dream team that we want to see playing at Upton Park. We'll be there. supporting that. But we will not be picking
that one a miss.
so we're going to be picking the team that we want to see playing, if it's possible. We don't know who's going to obviously accept or whatever, but yeah, so we'll be doing that. So join us again tomorrow for post-match pint tomorrow. Busy Christmas period, and we're in it in the usual way, boys. Come on, you eyes.
West Ham Fan TV outside Villa Park. Aston Villa 1, West Ham 1. Boys, what's your thoughts?
Well, we've come away from home, gone to Birmingham, but we haven't lost, have we?
No, I think a few years ago this is a game we'd come to, a lot of injuries, a team that's playing for their lives would have lost this game.
But I think,
so I'm happy to take the point.
I think it shows the depth we've got in the squad. We've got like 6 or 7 first team players out, and we're still managing to pick up points. Last 3 games we ain't conceded. Shows what our defence is
They're
like.
battling, but they need a striker.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,